All right, folks, welcome back to Rosemont, Illinois. Sorry about the link issue, technical difficulties, but hey, you pay what you get for here at the Ames Hockey Network. Your Flyers getting set to take on the Chicago Hawks again. That's how this thing shook out. Last time we played them ended up 4-0. Hawks going to be wearing the blue jerseys, blue and red and white. They'll be moving right to left on your screen. Flyers are in their white jerseys. That makes it easier for me to tell who's out there, and they'll be moving right to left on your screen, or excuse me, left to right, excuse me. Matheny out there with Huffman along with Stahl and Lilwitz and Callan. Hawks come into the zone, they throw a puck deep, goes to that far corner. Ice is much better today. It's about, I don't know, 25, 26 degrees here, I think, at face-off. Puck chipped up to the neutral zone. Huffman's after it. He's going to get to it, and he snows the goalie there, but puck stays out of the net. Goes around to the far side, going to be collected by the Hawks, and they chip it out into neutral ice. Lilwitz will track down a loose puck, and she'll look to break out of Ames's zone. She reverses around to Merrill. Merrill sends it back, comes around to the near boards. Hawks get to it. And it's bouncing around, ends up on Huffman's stick, and he's got it at the red line. Now Matheny takes a loose puck, comes in, takes a shot, stopped by the goalie. Puck comes out to slot, and the Hawks get it out of there, send it to the far boards. Puck trickling around through neutral ice, comes into Ames's zone, collected by Merrill. And he tries to send up pass to Smith. They don't quite connect, but the puck ends up deep in the Chicago zone. Comes around the near boards. Merrill holds the line, sends it towards the net, shoots wide. Murphy going to go track it down in the far corner. Severson has it now. Ends up on Smith's stick, and Hawks stick lifted away. Murphy gets to a loose puck, takes a shot, and that's stopped by the Chicago Hawks goalie. We're doing the two halves again, 18-minute halves. We'll do our best to keep up with the clock, we'll certainly keep up with the score, but you got 16-18 left in this first. Smith trots out, comes out with Murphy and Severson along with Lilwitz and Callan. Smith takes a draw, wins it over to Murphy. Murphy sends it to Callan. Callan sends it towards the net just above the goalie. Ends up behind the net now with Hawks and some Flyers fighting for it. Smith comes away with it. Loses a handle on it, but Murphy picks up the loose change, sends it up to the point to Lilwitz. She settles it down, takes a shot off the shin guard of a Hawk. Murphy collects the rebound, sends a shot wide of the net. And now we come out to neutral ice, regrouped by Callan. She sends it a little bit more up the ice, and it's loose. The Hawks get to it. Murphy intercepts a pass, brings it back into the Hawks zone. Goes down into that near corner. Ends up coming out on Smith's stick. He takes a shot. That's blocked by the goalie and finally covered up. So we'll get an offensive zone face-off. Weedy comes out with Eaton and Paulson for forwards. Newstrom and Merrill on defense. Puck is dropped. Weedy wins it over to Paulson. She sends it up to Newstrom at the point. Newstrom, D-to-D pass to Merrill. He takes a shot. Deflected by Eaton, but stopped by the goalie. Merrill has it now, back at the point. Sends it off the shin guard of a Chicago Hawk, and it goes into that near corner. Paulson looking to center up a pass now. Ends up on Eaton's stick. He takes a shot, and that's gloved and covered up by the goalie. So we'll get another offensive zone face-off. Flyers putting good pressure on the Hawks, keeping the puck down in their end for most of this half so far. And eventually result in a goal here, I'm sure of it. Hawks now have it, and they break it out to the far boards. Comes out to neutral ice, collected by Callan, sends it over to Lilwitz. Lilwitz sends it up to Paulson. Paulson and Eaton now. They got the zone. They try and make a centering pass. They don't connect. Weedy goes and gets the puck, and then he loses a handle on it. Comes out to neutral ice. We'll regroup. Callan and Lilwitz tracking it down. Lilwitz sends it up the boards to Paulson. And Eaton blows a tire. Weedy brings the puck into the zone. And it comes out to neutral ice. Newstrom picks it up. Stahl's out there now with Weedy and Merrill and Huffman. Newstrom skates it up, sends it deep into the Hawks' end. And Stahl goes and gets it off their stick. He centers up a pass to Huffman. They don't quite connect. Newstrom tries to step into one. Matheny gets to it and takes a shot. Ends up wide of the net. Far corner, Stahl battling for it. And Hawks come away with the puck. They send it up the neutral ice. That was a really nice pass by them. And Hawks have it now at the red line. They lose a handle on it. Matheny and Stahl go and get it. Stahl has it now. He's skating through the middle of the ice. He gains the line, comes into the slot, sends it to Huffman. Huffman sends it wide of the net. Really good pass there out of Stahl. And now the Hawks come up the ice. And they come to the neutral zone. They get to the red line and send it deep into Ames's end. But a little bit before the red line, the refs say, so that's an icing. Going to come back down into the Hawks' end. Really hard to tell where the red line is, at least from where I'm standing.
Or the blue lines.
Or the blue lines, or the face-off circles. Either way, Smith, Murphy out there with Severson, along with Lilwitz and Callan. Severson has it. He turns and fires, sends it wide of the net. Murphy goes and gets a loose puck in the corner. He loses a handle on it. The Hawks get possession. They come up through neutral ice, past the red line. They gain Ames's zone. They're skated wide, though. They take a shot, intercepted by Callan. Forgot to mention, we don't have Brickwall Berry in goal. Forgot that. With all the link stuff going on, I completely forgot. Jamison Berry feeling a little bit hurt, is injured his ankle. We believe playing knee hockey, so LKM, Liam Notmauer's in net for us. He just came off a game about an hour ago where that team won a championship, Pee Wee White, 7-3. Spoiler alert if you go watch that video, but I only saw the first half. They were down 3-0. Apparently got 7 goals in that half to come back to win that. But back to our game. Murphy at the red line, loses a puck. Hawks take it. Come into Ames's zone. They take a shot, goes off Liam's glove, and ends up behind the net now. Hawks have it below the goal line. Lilwitz goes in and stick lifts it and takes it away from him and traps it along the boards. And now it's just stuck there. Comes out on Smith's stick. And he sends it up to Severson. Severson and Murphy. Murphy on the breakout. In behind the defense. Gets into the zone. Looks for a centering pass, and we're in a line change. No one there. Hawks send the puck the length of the ice, and that's going to be an icing. Come down into the Hawks zone for a Flyers offensive zone faceoff. Weedy going to center a line on the faceoff with Paulson and Eaton, along with Newstrom and Merrill on defense. Weedy wins the puck forward. Eaton goes and gets it, tries a wraparound goal. Stopped by the goalie. The Hawks come away with a loose puck. They're skating through neutral ice, and they lose a handle on it. Ends up along the far boards. Eaton and Weedy battling for it, but the Hawks get to it and send it back to neutral ice. Goes down into the Ames's end. They're going to wave the icing. Newstrom's going to go collect it. Sends it around the boards to Paulson. Paulson sends it, tries to send it over to Weedy. They don't connect. The Hawks get to it, and now they send it down for an icing. They've iced the puck a lot this first half. I don't know if that's part of their strategy or what, but Matheny out to center line with Huffman and Stahl, along with Lilwitz and Callan. Puck is dropped. Matheny wins it over to Huffman. Ends up on Stahl's stick. He tries to send it back to Callan. We lose the zone. Lilwitz trying to regroup. She'll come up and join the rush. Into the zone she comes, tries to send a pass over to Huffman. They don't connect. But Huffman does get to the puck, but it's trapped along the near boards. Comes out on a Hawk stick, and they go around to the far boards. And Stahl takes it away from him. Sends a pass to Matheny. Matheny looking for a shot. Now he tries to send her pass to Huffman. Nice pass. Tic-tac-toe there for the goal. Carver Huffman coming up with a goal. Really nice pass to set it up from Stahl to Matheny. Matheny set it up to Huffman, and in the back of the net it went. 1-0 Flyers. 10-10 left in the first half. Flyers will line up with Smith at the center with Murphy and Severson on the wings. Newstrom and Merrill on defense. Smith wins the draw, sends it back to Merrill. They don't quite connect. Merrill will have to go get it below the goal line. Now he's trapped in the far corner, sends it over to the near boards. Murphy goes to collect it. Chips it up, skating it up the ice, chips it around the defenders now. Nice move, Murphy. Gets the zone, takes a shot, goes off the goalie, and I don't know how that stayed out of the net, but it did. Puck along the far boards now. Merrill has it, sends it deep into the zone. Hawks go and get it. Pressured by Severson. They turn it over. Smith has it on his stick now. Murphy gets to the loose puck, and he takes a shot, goes wide of the net. Murphy and Smith fighting for it on the near boards. Smith sends it over to Severson now, and he's battling below the goal line. Smith comes in to help him and takes it away. Loose puck, Newstrom gets to it. He misses a shot, but he recovers and sends it deep into the zone. Smith has it now, and he loses it along the wall. Severson traps it now, and we're in a battle. Comes out to the middle of the ice on the Hawk stick, and they send it up to neutral ice, going to be regrouped by Newstrom. Newstrom sends it over to Murphy. Murphy chips it into the zone, but Hawks send it back to neutral ice, and they come into Ames's end. They try and send a lob pass over, but it goes to the far corner. Ping-ponging around along the far boards in Ames's end. Hawks keep it in, they come away with it. Try and center a pass, and Merrill gets to it and sends it off the boards to neutral ice. Murphy picks up the loose puck, skating hard and takes a shot, goes just above the net. Eaton comes out now, and he's in the corner, loses a tire. Hawks out there, they got it at the red line. And they throw it into Ames's zone, collected by Lilwitz. She sends it, tries to send it back out, but the Hawks hold the line, and they rim it around to the far side. Eaton over there with Weedy. Weedy comes away with it and loses a handle on it now, and the Hawks keep it in the zone. And it's out to neutral ice. They send it back in. That's onside. Lilwitz will go get it. Weedy, after a loose puck along the near boards, sends it up to Paulson. And just trapped along the near boards. Eaton gets to it. He takes a shot, goes wide of the net, goes to the far boards. Weedy goes after it, gets to it, sends it over to Paulson. They don't quite connect, and it's trapped in that far corner. Eaton comes in to help, gets it, sends it up to the point. Newstrom steps into it, takes a shot, interfered with by the stick of a Hawk, so it doesn't get to the goal. And comes out to neutral ice. Hawks control it. They come into Ames's end. They send a shot wide of the net. Stahl goes and picks it up. He sends it up to Paulson. Don't quite connect, and Hawks take it back. Hawks turn it over. Stahl's got it on his stick. Sends it up to Huffman. Huffman takes a shot. Stopped by the goalie, but it's bouncing around. Matheny gets to a loose puck and takes a shot. And 5-hole right between the goalie's legs goes in the net to make it 2-0. Grayson Matheny, with 6:21 left in the first, makes this 2-0 Flyers. Matheny, Huffman, and Stahl will stay out for the forwards, along with Lilwitz and Callan on defense. Puck is dropped. Matheny wins it forward, sends it over to Huffman now. And the Hawks poke it off his stick, and it gets to the near corner. Comes out to Lilwitz. Lilwitz takes a shot, blocked by the Hawks. They pick up a loose puck and skate to neutral ice. And the Hawks get it at the red line, throw it deep into Ames' zone. Should be an icing. We're gonna get a... All right, we'll get a face-off in the middle of the ice. Not sure what happened there. Smith, Murphy, Severson for the forwards, along with Merrill and Newstrom. Newstrom has it now, sends it into our zone, or Hawk zone, and it goes right towards the goalie. He covers it up. And the Flyers will get an offensive zone face-off. Smith to take the draw. Wins it over to Murphy. Murphy sends it to Merrill. Merrill takes a shot, goes off the skate of a Hawk, ends up loose on Murphy's stick. He takes a shot, patted away by the goalie. Now Smith fighting for it below the goal line. Comes back up to Merrill at the point. He takes a shot, goes wide of the net. Murphy going to the corner to get it. Chips it over to Smith. Smith trying to center it up to Severson, doesn't quite connect. Hawks rim it around, but Merrill holds the line. Now Severson has it, looking for a pass, and the Hawks take it away, and they skate through neutral ice, and they're headed off by Murphy along the far boards. They turn it over now. Murphy has it on his stick, comes into the Hawks zone. Nothing in the middle, so he takes a shot, goes above the net. Smith goes to get it in the far or near corner. Ends up on Newstrom's stick though, and he sends it back to Smith. Smith centers it to Severson. And it ends up below our goal line. Smith goes to get it. Paulson off the bench, goes to the corner after a puck. Hawks send it to neutral ice, going to be regrouped by Newstrom now. Newstrom sends it off the boards. Hawks are there, they send it back to Newstrom. And now Newstrom's going to try and gain the zone. He throws it into the zone deep. Eaton and Weedy come out. Puck along the near boards. And Hawks skated into Ames' zone. Put a shot on net. And LKM covers it up. We'll get a defensive zone face-off. 3:58 left in this first half. 2-0 Flyers. Weedy will take the draw. Eaton and Paulson on the wings with Merrill and, Callan and Lilwitz out there for defense. Puck is one forward, but it ends up on a Hawk stick. And they take a shot, goes wide of the net. Lilwitz battling for it in the near corner, trying to send it up to Paulson. Weedy comes in to help her. And it ends up coming back into the corner. Bouncing around below the goal line. No one really controlling it. Weedy now sends it up the ice, and it's going to go down for an icing. So it'll come all the way back down into Ames's end. Matheny will come out with Huffman and Stahl, along with Merrill and Newstrom on defense. Matheny takes the draw, wins it back. Merrill picks up the loose puck, sends it up off the far boards, tries to anyway, and it does come out to neutral ice now. Ends up on Matheny's stick, and he's off to the races and puts it between the goalie's legs again for a second goal to make it 3-0 Flyers with 3:03 left in the first. I think so many goalies are so used to guys skating in and trying to pick corners that they get beat in that 5-hole a lot, because they just assume the shooter's going to try and pick a corner. Matheny, Huffman, and Stahl out on the forwards. Lilwitz and Callan on defense. Huffman has it now. He takes a shot, goes off the goalie, ends up behind the net. Matheny sends it to Huffman. Huffman takes a shot, stopped by the goalie. Hawks try and clear it. Still bounce around. Stahl gets to it and he puts it in the net. Trevor Stahl making this 4-0 with 2:39 left in the first. 3 guys getting to the front of the net. Goalie couldn't control the rebounds, and Stahl picks up the loose change and buries it. Smith, Murphy, Severson out of the forwards. Newstrom and Merrill out on defense. Smith wins it back. No one quite controls it yet. Murphy gets to it, sends it up towards the Hawks' end. And it's just bouncing around here right at mid-ice. Murphy comes away with it, comes into the Hawks' zone, takes a shot, patted away by the goalie. Smith gets to it, sends it to the point. Newstrom takes a shot. Bouncing around again in front of the goalie, and he finally gets it covered up. And we'll get an offensive zone face-off. Penalty on the play against the Hawks. Interference? All right, well.
Nolan or Murphy got taken down. I didn't see what the call was.
Okay, well. Either way, the Hawks are in the penalty box and your Flyers are on a power play for 1.5 minutes. Smith out there with Murphy and Severson, Lilwitz and Callan. Puck is dropped. Hawks win it, but it's not. It's loose, and Smith's going to get to it in the near corner. Tries to send it deeper, and Hawks get to it, and they send it around, and stays in our zone. Murphy has it on his stick now. Puck comes out to neutral ice, going to go back into Ames's end, and that's going to go down for an icing. I feel like on our end, the puck is sliding a lot better, and in the Hawks end, it's kind of getting a little mushy. But I guess that's right where the sun is beating down on. Makes sense. Weedy, Eaton, Paulson come out for the forwards. Newstrom and Merrill out on defense. Weedy wins it forward, and the Hawks collect the loose puck. Interfered with by Eaton. Now it's just bouncing around and behind the goal. Comes out to Weedy. Weedy sends it to Eaton. Eaton sends it back to Weedy. Weedy takes a shot, goes wide of the net. Eaton gets to it, tries to send it over to Paulson in the near corner. Paulson sends it back to the far corner. Weedy goes up to get it. Hawks chip it forward. Merrill holds the line, sends it off the boards to Weedy. It comes over to Paulson in the near corner. Merrill gets to it, takes a shot, goes off the back of a Chicago Hawk, and it's bouncing around the front of the net. Covered up by the goalie. So the Flyers will make a line change for this offensive zone face-off. Matheny, Huffman, and Stahl out there with Lilwitz and Callan. This line has all of our goals this game. Matheny wins it over to Huffman. Huffman sends it to Lilwitz. Lilwitz sends it just wide of the net. Huffman picks up the loose puck, puts it towards the goalie, who covers it up. So we'll reset and do this on the other side now. Puck's dropped. Flyers control it. Huffman sends it towards the net. Ends up below the goal line. The Hawks get to it and send it out to neutral ice. And right out of the penalty box is their player. He takes a shot and it's stopped by Liam Notmauer. Covers it up to keep this thing 4-0.
Those are ones you dreamed about coming out
Those,
of the box.
yeah, coming out of the box, wide open. No one's expecting to be on the ice, and LKM though stands tall, and he keeps his shutout going. Smith, Murphy, and Severson out there for the forwards, along with Merrill and Newstrom on defense. Puck is dropped, and Merrill controls it along the far boards, tries to send it out of the zone. The Hawks hold it in, and Smith pester them. They can't keep good possession of it, and they finally get to a loose puck and send it wide of the net. Merrill and Severson on the far boards come get the puck to neutral ice, and that's how this first half's going to end. 4-0 Flyers. We'll be back here in a few minutes for the second half. All right, welcome back to Rosemont, Illinois, the Winter Wonderland Classic Championship. Your Flyers taking on Chicago Hawks here, up 4-0 from the first half. Flyers are going to be moving right to left now on your screen. Smith's out there with Severson and Murphy, along with Lilwitz and Callan. Smith wins the draw back to Lilwitz. Lilwitz joins the rush, and 4 Flyers get the blue line as they come into the Hawks' end, and it's just bouncing around behind the net now. Lilwitz gets to it, sends a pass to Severson in the high slot. He takes a shot wide. Puck along the near boards. Hawks get to it. They send it out of the zone, and Severson brings it back in offside. I couldn't tell if it was out of the zone, but must have been. Weedy, Eaton, Paulson for forwards. Merrill and Newstrom on defense. Weedy takes a draw, wins it forward. Loose puck collected by the Hawks. They chip it up to neutral ice. Newstrom now gets to it. Loses a handle on it, goes in towards LKM, sticks it away, ends up below our goal line. Weedy has it, sends it up the ice to Eaton now. Eaton turns, and he's got to go. Nobody's with him. Gets into the line, gets into the zone, but we come in offside. Patrick was looking to make a pass there and just wasn't there and needed to skate. Matheny, Stahl, and Huffman come out with Lilwitz and Newstrom still out on defense. Puck tied up. Hawks come away with it, chip it towards Ames's end. Lilwitz gets to the loose puck, sends it to Newstrom. Newstrom sends it up to Matheny. He chips it into the Hawks zone where it's up against the near boards. Hawks get to it and they send it deep. Can't quite tell, and that will go for icing. So it'll come all the way back down into the Hawks zone. Matheny takes the draw, wins it over to Huffman. Huffman turns and fires. Goes off the leg pad of the goalie. And now it comes to neutral ice. The Hawks have it about the red line. They send it into Ames's zone, patted away by LKM to the far corner. Ends up along the far boards. Puck bouncing around, comes out to neutral ice. Goes down into the Hawks zone. Their goalie thinks about playing it, and Huffman went off the top bar there. The indecision by the Hawks goalie there almost led to a goal. He was going to come out and play it, and then he decided the last second, I better get back in the crease. Puck bouncing around neutral ice. No one really controlling it yet. And now it comes out to Newstrom, sends it over to Stahl. They don't quite connect. Hawks get to it, send it towards Ames's end. Loose puck collected by Newstrom. He's looking to set up something here. Sends it to Merrill. Merrill now sends it to neutral ice at the red line. Murphy gets to it. Comes into the Hawks zone, loses an edge. And Hawks get to a loose puck. Now they flip it to the other side. They gain Ames's zone. They turn it over. And it comes back to neutral ice. Along the far boards. Smith gets to it. Chips it into the Hawks zone, where the Hawks collect it and they send it to the near boards. Lilwitz gets to it. Now she's going to skate it. Gains the line and sends it to Murphy. Murphy sends it back to Lilwitz. Lilwitz tries to center a pass, no one there. The Hawks intercept it. And now they bring it down into Ames's end. Callan pressuring them to the corner. They no more ice to skate, so they turn over the puck. But the Hawks get to a loose puck now, and they hold it in the zone, but Flyers bring it through neutral ice. Nolan Smith has it on his stick. Gets into the Hawks zone, loses a handle on it, and the Hawks send it back to neutral ice. And they send it into Ames' zone, but Newstrom picks it up, sends it over to Callan. Callan sends it up through neutral ice. Loose puck that the Hawks get to. And now they send it into Ames' end, but Newstrom's going to go get the loose puck. And he sends it around the far boards to Paulson. Paulson brings it through neutral ice, sends it up to Eaton. They don't quite connect. They do get into the Hawks zone. Puck bouncing around neutral ice. Newstrom sends it to Eaton. Eaton loses a handle on it. Hawks take it away and send it back toward Ames' end. Merrill gets to it, sends it to the far boards. Hawks get to the loose puck. Pressured by Weedy, he takes it back from him. And the puck ends up in the Hawks zone. Eaton battling for it along the far boards now. It's just trapped along there. Comes out to Newstrom now. He takes a shot, goes wide of the net. Weedy goes to collect the loose change. Can't quite get to it. The Hawks have it, and then they lose it. Eaton picks it up. Sends it to Weedy. Weedy to Paulson. Comes out to the blue line of Merrill. He takes a shot. Doesn't quite get through the traffic, and the Hawks pick up the loose change in the far corner. Puck stays in the Hawks' end, and now they do chip it out to neutral ice, but Newstrom goes to collect it. And it ends up in that far corner where clearly you can't get any traction. So now it's just trapped there, and Weedy gets it, sends it to the near corner. Merrill gonna go get it. And it won't move in that corner either. Finally comes out on Huffman's stick. He skates it through neutral ice. Gains the Hawks zone, comes in, takes a shot, stopped by the goalie, and covered up, and we'll have a whistle. .11:33 here left in the second half. Flyers up 4-0. In between the break, I was talking with one of our coaches who's here from Pee Wee White, Cole Antonovich, and he was telling me that basically the Hawks are icing it so they can get line changes, putting that much pressure on them in our end. Matheny's out there with Stahl and Huffman, along with Callan and Lilwitz.
That power bank. Got 10%.
Really? No. All right, sorry about that, folks. I had to go on mute there because the iPad's down to 10% battery, so Cole's really zapping it. I had to get the power bank attached to it. But we're back now. It's 4-0. 10:23 left in the game. Smith there with Murphy and Severson, along with Lilwitz and Callan. Smith wins it over to Murphy, and Hawks stick it away off of his stick into the far corner. Ends up trapped along the far boards. Comes back behind the goal now. Hawks get to it. And it goes to the far corner. Murphy in after it. Hawks get to it and send it up to the blue line. Held in by Lilwich. He sends it over to Callan. Callan takes a shot. Goes off shin guards of Hawk. Comes back out to neutral ice. Lilwich gets it. Sends it deep into the Hawks zone. Smith gets to it, tries to send it to Murphy on a centering pass and gets caught up in traffic. Now Murphy ends up with it on his stick. Can't quite get a shot off. And Severson has it on his stick now, sends it to Callan. Callan takes another shot, blocked by the Hawks, comes out of the zone. Newstrom throws it back in and we're offside. Eaton, Weedy, and Paulson come out, along with Merrill and Newstrom on defense. Puck is dropped. Paulson comes away with it, gets stick lifted by a Hawk, and they send the puck deep into Ames's zone. Newstrom goes to get it in that corner where there's not any traction. Puck ends up below the goal line. They send it around to the near corner. Eaton gets to it, trying to chip it out. And it ends up going to the far corner where it just dies in a lump of snow in that corner. Eaton has it, tries to chip it out along the near boards, and I think the puck is just sticking to the boards now. Hawks trap the puck in that corner. Got Merrill, Weedy, and 3 Chicago Hawks battling for it. The ref finally blows the whistle because it's not moving. So we'll have a defensive zone face-off. Matheny, Huffman, and Stahl will come out. Lilwitz and Callan on defense. Matheny takes the draw. Wins it forward. Huffman picks it up, chips it into the Hawks' end, and he's after it. Goes and gets it. Looks for a centering pass. Can't quite get it through to the middle. Ends up on Stahl's stick. He takes a shot. Blocked by Hawks defender. Comes around to the near side. Callan holds the line, sends it deep. Ends up in that far corner. Matheny goes to get it, or near corner. Matheny trying to center up a pass, no one there, and the Hawks, they just ice it. But they put it on net, so that won't be icing. But they'll be able to get a line change if they want one. Lilwitz picks it up, skates it up the ice, chips it through neutral ice to Stahl. And we turn it over. The Hawks come into Ames's end, pestered by Newstrom. They lose a handle on it. Newstrom sends it up the boards to Merrill, but Hawks hold it in. Now Matheny has it. He sends it near to the near boards, bounces off and cuts through the neutral ice. Smith off the bench, picks up the loose puck and skates it in offside. 7:02 left here in the game. Flyers up 4-0. Smith, Severson, Murphy for forwards. Merrill and Newstrom out on defense. Puck is dropped, gets tied up. Hawks come in and pick it up and come into Ames's zone. They turn it over. Smith trying to send it out. Hawks hold it in. Now Hawks try and center up a pass. Doesn't happen. Smith picks it up. Puck's rolling now. Good sign it's not real good ice. Smith skates it down to the Hawks' end. Sends it to Murphy. Murphy now goes behind the net. Tries a wraparound goal. Doesn't go. Ends up going to the far boards. Severson comes away with it. Takes a shot towards the net. Sticked away by a defender. And we have a whistle. It's just offside, isn't it? Yeah, didn't see a penalty. Hand up anyway. So, neutral zone face-off. Weedy will take it with Paulson and Eaton, along with Callan and Lilwitz on defense. Puck is dropped. It's bouncing around neutral ice. Eaton collects it. Skates into the zone. And he's around the defender. Takes a shot. Shoots it low. Goes off the goalie's pads. Ends up behind the net. And comes out to neutral ice where the Hawks collect it. And they come in onside. They're driving towards the net, pestered by Callan. They have to take an odd angle shot that goes wide. Lilwitz goes to get it. Sends it up the boards to Paulson. And in a puck battle, Weedy comes away with it. He's skating up the ice now. And he's pestered to the near boards. And we turn it over, but the Hawks send it back towards our end, and Callan goes to pick up the loose puck. Comes around the back of the net. Sends a pass intercepted by the Hawks. Comes into the house, and Newstrom gets it out of there and sends it to neutral ice. Make the Hawks go chase it. They get to it and send it deep for an icing. So Matheny, Huffman, and Stahl will come out for the forwards. Evan Merrill and Jamison Newstrom on defense. 4:56 left in the game. Puck is won back to Newstrom. Newstrom takes a shot. Patted away by the goalie. Stahl picks up the rebound. And now the puck comes to the near boards. Matheny gets to it, tries to send it deeper. Sends it back to Matheny, and Merrill gets to a loose puck. Sends it to the middle of the ice, just bouncing around now. Loose puck race. Merrill gets to it, shakes the defender, sends the pass up to Huffman, and can't get a good clean zone entry there, so it goes to the far corner. Puck behind the net goes to that far corner again. Matheny goes to get it, sends it to Huffman, fires it at the goalie. Goes off the chest pad and ends up in front of the net. Hawks get it to the far corner now, or near corner. Getting my near and far mixed up. Merrill gets to a loose puck, sends it deep. Hawks go collect it, looking to break out, and they send it through the middle of the ice. It's going to come down. LKM will play it to the corner. Newstrom goes to pick it up. Avoids the corner he can't get any grip in, and sends it around to the near boards. Puck now sent deep into the Hawks zone. Flyers get a line change. Murphy comes out. Lilwitz and Callan on defense. Matheny goes off the ice. Smith comes out. Now Murphy, he's out there. He has the puck, skates it into the zone. Takes a shot, goes off the side of the net, picks up the puck, sends it up to Lilwitz. She holds the line and skates it out to neutral ice now. Pestered by a few Hawks. Puck goes in deep to the Hawk zone. Ends up on a Hawk stick. They skate it out, send a pass up through neutral ice, and they turn it over. Smith gets to it, sends it to Murphy. Murphy brings it into the zone, takes a shot, patted away by the goalie to the far corner. Hawks send it out to neutral ice, collected by Lilwitz. Lilwitz sends it to Smith. Can't quite connect. Hawks get it and send it to the near boards. Smith picks up the loose puck. Comes into the zone, sends it over to Severson. Now it comes back out to neutral ice. Newstrom collects it, sends it to Merrill. Less than 2 minutes left here in this Winter Wonderland Classic. And Jared Weedy's going to get called for a trip. So the Flyers are going to finish this championship game for the most part. They'll only have about 16 seconds left. But for a minute and a half, they'll be on a penalty kill. Had a Chicago Hawk that got tripped up there by Weedy. A little shaken up, but he skates off to the bench. So on the penalty kill, your Flyers are going to trot out Eaton along with Paulson, Lilwitz, and Callan. Eaton to take the draw. I haven't said that in a season, I think. Last season, played a lot of center. Hawks win the draw, and they take a shot. Eaton blocks it with his hand, and now he picks up a loose puck, and we've got another penalty for checking. So Callan will go to the box for checking. So we're going to play some 5-on-3 hockey here to finish this championship. Eaton to take the draw, and gets tied up. Newstrom comes away with it. Hawks send it up the ice. They hold the line. Trapped along that far board, and Hawks come away with it. They take a shot, goes off the side of the net. Bouncing around, LKM needs some help. Hawks can't get to it though, and keeps it out of the net to preserve this shutout. Eaton blocks the shot. Hawks center up a pass, but can't quite connect. They take a shot. LKM stands tall. From the point, Hawks take a shot. Goes into that far corner. Comes to the near corner. Lilwitz gonna go get it. And she chips it to neutral ice. Hawks collect it. Less than 30 seconds left in the game here. Your Flyers are going to go home with the championship here at this Winter Wonderland Classic. And if I'm not mistaken, we didn't give up a goal this weekend, did we?
That's a good question.
I don't think we did. We won 9-0, 4-0, and now 4-0. So LKM's going to get the shutout. Liam Nottenauer stepping in for Brickwall Berry as your Flyers are going to take this game 4-0. And they travel to Chicago, and they're going to bring home some hardware. I'm Jason Eaton for the Ames Hockey Network. Dan Stahl's on the camera. Thanks for joining us this weekend. This will be the last game for us. We're going to go to the Blackhawks game tonight, so that'll be pretty fun for these kids. We'll get to see Connor Bedard, Kirill Kaprizov, Marc-Andre Fleury, I think, is going to start tonight, if I looked at the roster right, or the lineup right on Twitter or X. But either way, thanks for joining us, and have a good Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, no shit.